Welcome. I'll try that again. Welcome to our Christmas Eve candlelight service, and welcome to Christmas Eve. Although the pause in the Earth's orbit happened a few days ago with the moment of solstice, Christmas Eve feels like a cultural pause. For our Christian forebears and neighbors, Christmas Eve marks the end of Advent. Advent is about waiting and anticipating, and that is fulfilled with the birth of Jesus on Christmas. And in our culture as a whole, Christmas Eve is a moment of pause, after the frenzy and before the celebration, after the preparation and before the presents being torn open and the food being shared, after the travel and before the games being played, the novels being read, the naps being taken. Even the stores have now closed, which in itself is a miracle. Later in this service, when we sing Silent Night, although it was written about a night that took place millennia ago, we can think too of the hush across this city as people gather together in suspended time, in the hours that separate what was and what will be. Right now, in Christian churches throughout the Lower Mainland, and in our fellow Unitarian congregations, people come together in this moment of soul pause. And we are so glad that you've chosen to be here. If you're here having traveled to visit loved ones for the holidays, know that you are part of our extended community, and we are delighted to have you here. As we gather, we acknowledge with gratitude that we do so on the traditional and unceded lands of the Coast Salish peoples, the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh. In acknowledging these lands and the indigenous people who call them home, may we commit ourselves to the work of reconciliation by both learning and meaningful action. I invite those online to acknowledge in the chat the peoples of the lands from which you are joining us too. And if you're joining us for the first time, know that we're delighted to have you here, and we hope you'll return to be with us on Sunday mornings. I'd like to invite up Christian to light our chalice, the symbol of our faith. Nice to have you down here.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
May our chalice flame kindle within us the warmth of compassion, the glow of love, the fire of commitment, and the light of truth. Thank you. Before we rise and embody your spirit to sing O Come All Ye Faithful, a reminder that Christmas carols have been written and rewritten for hundreds of years, reflecting our ever-changing understanding and commitment to this story we honor tonight. So, we might know different words than the person beside us. That's okay. And old words may live in our heart, even if we don't literally believe in their meaning. And that too is okay. Please sing what is most meaningful to you, what brings you comfort and joy, knowing that, as always, all of you is welcome here tonight. Let us now sing.
Oh
Tonight we celebrate the relentless presence of love, unconditional and perfect, love born in the world again and again, love ready to heal and forgive and unite across all differences and divides, love born in each of us and offering itself to all, love that will not give up, love that cannot stop making room for you. Here in this ancient story told and retold across centuries and communities, a tale of people seeking shelter from the cold after a long journey, met by kindness in the silent night. Whoever you are, whatever the state of your heart, weary, wild, filled with wonder, the call to rejoice rings out for all to be held in this hope that love is not done with its work in this life, in this world, that love newborn is just getting started. So let us kindle once again the light of hope and celebrate Christmas once more. Come, let us worship together. I invite Janet forward to light our Advent wreath. Tonight we finally light all the candles, the lights of faith, hope, joy, peace, and love. I invite you to rise again in body and spirit to sing our next carol, Once in Royal David's City, number 228. We'll have a lot of up and down tonight.
And it came to pass in those days that a degree went out from Caesar Augustus that all the world should be registered. This census first took place while Quirinius was governing Syria, so all went to be registered, everyone to their own city. Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth into Judea, to the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was of the house and lineage of David, to be registered with Mary, his betrothed wife, who was with child. So it was that while they were there, the days were completed for her to be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling cloths, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. Now there were in the same country shepherds living out in the fields, keeping watch over their flock by night. And behold, an angel of the Lord stood before them, and the glory of the Lord shone around them, and they were greatly afraid. Then the angel said to them, "Do not be afraid, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which will be to all people. For there is born to you this day in the city of David a Savior, who is Christ the Lord. And this will be the sign to you. You will find a babe wrapped in swaddling cloths lying in a manger." And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, "Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill towards all." So it was, when the angels had gone away from them into heaven, that the shepherds said to one another, "Let us now go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has come to pass, which the Lord has made known to us." And they came with haste and found Mary and Joseph and the babe lying in a manger. Now that they had seen him, they made widely known the saying which was told them concerning this child. And all those who heard it marveled at those things which were told them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart.
Good evening. The offering that we collect in the sanctuary tonight and on our Sunday mornings represents all of the variety of gifts that each of us bring to our community. Gifts of time, gifts of money, gifts of creativity, and gifts just of kindness. We are going to take an offering now and pass baskets if you would like to make a physical donation, or there'll be a phone number that appears on the screen, and you're welcome to text a donation amount to that number as well. We will now take an offering for the work of this congregation.
I've got a light and it shines in me. It shines in the eyes of a little baby. It lives in you and it lives in me. It lives in the spirit of the Christmas tree. This is the season of the darkest night. What can we find for a guiding light? High in the heavens for all to see, star of wonder and of mystery, and we sing. I've got a light and it shines in me. It shines in the eyes of a little baby. It lives in you and it lives in me. It lives in the spirit of the Christmas tree. What is the story that the angels bring? Open your heart, you can hear them sing. World's growing wearier day by day. Time to find us a better way, and we sing. I've got a light and it shines in me. It shines in the eyes of a little baby. It lives in you and it lives in me. It lives in the spirit of the Christmas tree. Deep in the stable, a precious birth, symbol of love and peace on earth. Every new baby is creation's grace, bringing hope to a troubled place. And we sing, and we sing. I've got a light and it shines in me. It shines in the eyes of a little baby. It lives in you and it lives in me. It lives in the spirit of the Christmas tree. So light up the candles on the Christmas tree. Ring out the bells in harmony. Wrap all the presents with ribbons of love. Hear the wisdom in the song of a dove. And then sing, and then sing. I've got a light and it shines in me. It shines in the eyes of a little baby. It lives in you and it lives in me. It lives in the spirit of the Christmas tree.
I have a poem by Anna George Meek called An Old Man Performs Alchemy on His Doorstep at Christmas Time. Cream of tartar, commonly used to lift meringue and angel food cake, is actually made from crystallized fine wine. After they stopped singing for him, the carolers became transparent in the dark. And he stepped into their emptiness to say he lost his wife last week. Please sing again. Their voices filled with gold. Last week, his fedora nodded hello to me on the sidewalk, and the fragile breath of kindness that passed between us made something sweet of a morning that had frightened me for no earthly reason. Surely you know this by another name. The mysteries we intake, exhale, could be sitting on our shelves, left on a bus seat beside us. Don't wash your hands, you fingered them at a supermarket, gave them to the cashier. Intoxicated tonight, shills sing in the streets. Think of the old man. Who knew he kept the secret of levitation, transference, and lightness filling a winter night? An effortless crystalline powder that could seem almost transfigured from loss.
Why Not a Star? This is a reading from the back of our hymnal, number 621. It's a responsive reading, so the words in, I think, italics will be up there for you to read. Oh no, in green. They told me that when Jesus was born, a star appeared in the heavens, above the place where the young child lay. It was a wonderful miracle, part of a long ago story foretelling an uncommon life. They told me a supernova appeared in the heavens, and a giant burst of fire. When I was older and believed in science and reason, I believed the story of the star explained. The star explained became the star understood for Jesus, for Buddha, for Zarathustra. Why not a star? Some bright star shines somewhere in the heavens each time the child is born. Who knows what it may foretell? Who knows what uncommon life may yet again unfold if we
queens came late, but the queens were there, with gifts in their hand and crowns in their hair. They'd come, these three, like the kings, from far, following, yes, that guiding star. They'd left their ladles, linens, looms, their children playing in nursery rooms, and told their sitters, "Take charge, for this is a marvelous sight we must not miss." The queens came late, but not too late, to see the animals small and great, feathered and furred, domestic and wild, gathered to gaze at a mother and child. And rather than frankincense and myrrh and gold for the babe, they brought for her who held him a homespun gown of blue and chicken soup, with noodles too, and a lingering, lasting cradle song. The queens came late and stayed not long, for their thoughts already were straining far, past manger and mother and guiding star and child aglow as a morning sun, towards home and children and chores undone.
This reading is the poem, "Let Us Be That Stable" by Patrick Murphin. Tonight, let us be that stable. Let us be the place that welcomes at last the weary and rejected, the pilgrim stranger, the coming life. Let not the frigid winds that pierce our inadequate walls, or our mildewed hay, or the fetid leavings of our cattle shame us from our beckoning. Let our outstretched arms be a manger, so that the infant hope, swaddled in love, may have a place to lie. Let a cold beacon shine down upon us from a solstice sky, to guide to us the seekers who will come. Let the lowly shepherd and all who abide in the fields of their labors lay down their crooks and come to us. Let the seers, sages, and potentates of every land traverse the shifting dunes, the rushing rivers, and the stony crags, to seek out our rude frame. Let herdsmen and high lords kneel together under our thatched roof to lay their gifts before wonder. Tonight, let us be that stable.
Christmas has come. No matter how careful or chaotic our preparations, no matter whether we have found the perfect gifts or found no gifts at all, regardless of our readiness, Christmas has come. Its arrival for the youngest amongst us has taken what has seemed an eternity, and for the rest of us, well, Christmas has likely arrived faster than we may fathom. The date on the calendar will soon, in a few hours, turn to the 25th, and as any child can explain, that means Christmas has come, that the big moment has finally arrived. Or has it? Has Christmas really come? Has it really come again this year to you and to me, to our city and to our world? It has certainly shown up in force for retailers everywhere. It's on lavish display throughout the city in the sparkling lights that mark this season and in the sounds of the holiday that have been hard to escape since Halloween. But has Christmas come? Has it truly come in some way beyond these outward trappings? What I'm trying to ask is whether Christmas has come to our hearts, whether this year, somewhere between the mysteries of the manger and the madness of the mall, have we caught a precious, sacred glimpse into the promise at the heart of everything we call Christmas. More than a particular day or even a festive season, Christmas is for me a turning point, a time of transformation. It is an inbreaking moment when some part of me that's been frozen begins to melt in the light of wonder and hope and love. When something in me that has been waiting to be born at last draws its first breaths and begins to sing itself into being in me, through me. Imagined in this way, Christmas is a fairly fickle enterprise. You can never really predict when it will come or under what terms it will arrive. It cannot be forced. It cannot be cajoled. Christmas comes as it always has in the fullness of its own time. Sometimes it is as an act of kindness that a fellow traveler on the SkyTrain offers to you, or it's tucked into a heartfelt sentiment on a Christmas card. It can be delivered by dear friends or complete strangers alike. Yet in all of its many forms, when Christmas comes, the effects are always the same. Our hearts are filled with an abiding hope. We find faith in possibilities we couldn't see before. We realize that the love that sustains our lives calls us beyond a concern for ourselves to a deeper connection with all who journey with us through this world. When Christmas comes in this way, it just makes more of us, enlarging the reach of our spirits through generosity, compassion, and love. Though it doesn't easily trip off Unitarian tongues, the best theological word I know to describe all of this is incarnation. Incarnation, in the flesh. It is not an easy word. It comes from the word carnate, as in carnage, carnivore, and carnal knowledge. Incarnation is the story behind the story that has drawn us together this night. Beyond the lowing cattle and the manger and the meekest of mothers is the story of God made flesh, of the divine made human, of love come down to earth. The oxen in their stalls, says Frederick Buechner, the smell of hay, the shepherds standing around, that child in that place. This story that the Christian faith tells us in the fairy tale language of faith is not just that God is, but that God comes, naked, totally helpless, not much bigger than a loaf of bread, he says. And like so many of us here, Buechner has to wonder, is it true? Can anything in this spectacular story be trusted? And did it all have to happen for any of it to be true? Through my own wrestlings with these stories, later reinforced by years of biblical studies, I long ago dismissed with absolute confidence the virgin birth, the guiding star, the angel choirs, and all the rest. And I didn't stop there. For a time, I also threw out the message of Jesus right along with his manger. I didn't have much use for any of it, especially for religious doctrines built on the foundations of such dubious history. It seemed especially ludicrous to me the idea that God would come down to dwell on earth through the birth of a child, no less. That is, it seemed ridiculous until I realized this story has been told throughout human history in one form or another. Not just about Jesus, but about other people in other times and places who were said to be divine, or at least half so. We humans seem to have a thing for incarnation. And so the stories endure, especially this one that takes us back year after year to a cattle stall in Bethlehem. It seems that there is something within us that wants and maybe even needs, against the counsel of reason and all we may know of human history, to believe somehow in the magic and the mystery and the miracle of it all, if only for a few moments each year. And so, holding fast to the pendulum swinging back and forth between belief and disbelief, we return to the wells of myth and metaphor, to stories that point to deep human truths, if more in their spirit than in their facts. This isn't an easy trick for many of us to do as Unitarians. Indeed, Christmas Eve is probably the most confounding night in the entire Unitarian Universalist year. We find ourselves singing songs we love, songs we know by heart, but songs with which we might have serious theological concerns. But on this holy night, I encourage you to sing away with an open heart, to not get so hung up on the details that you miss out on the meaning. Now, I'm not asking you to believe any of this story to be literally true. I don't, and many who call themselves Christians don't either. Much of this is the stuff of myth, but just because it's myth doesn't mean it isn't true, for myths speak of a truth that is deeper than history. Which brings me back to incarnation. There is good reason to celebrate on this night. Not because God came down from on high once upon a time and once for all to dwell upon the earth in the form of a newborn babe, but because something of what we might call divine, known to us by many names and beyond all naming, abides in us all. In the Christmas story, we see God become helpless, writes an unnamed Benedictine sister, become like us, become subject to the tensions of growth, become flesh, so we might have the confidence to recognize that we have the stuff it takes to become like God. The flesh, in other words, she says, is all we have. It is our glory, it is our power, it is sweet, it is beautiful, and it is the clay out of which we shape a better tomorrow. In this tradition, we proclaim that each night a child is born is a holy night. Every child comes into this world bearing the blessed promise that they might bring peace and healing and hope to this world. That is why it is so dangerous, not just theologically, but in such profoundly practical ways, to think that the incarnation was a one-time special offer. The birth of every child is a holy moment, including the one that saw each and every one of us enter this world. As Unitarians, recognizing the inherent worth and dignity of every person, whether we use the word or not, whether we even believe in God or not, incarnation is at the heart of our theology, because not only did it show the humanity of the divine, but it showed the promise of divinity that dwells within us all, we humans. Given what a daunting proposition that is, it is no wonder that history has found it easier to focus on the incarnation as something that happened to one person in a manger so very long ago, rather than as something that happens with the birth of every child and with the dawning of each new day. We don't come into this world as royals or with crowns upon our heads. We come instead with hearts that need to be reminded of the promise they possess. And so we come. We crowd into the manger with all of the shepherds and the sheep and the magi and their camels and the heavenly host with their big buoyant wings. We stand on tiptoe to peek at the promise that is reborn each year at Christmas, lying there before all the world, just crying out to be picked up, embraced, and realized in our world. The enduring promise of this holiday is the coming together of radical possibilities and our abiding hope that things could be different, that we could be different, that the promise of the difference could be born in us. The Beat poet Lawrence Ferlinghetti put it, Christ climbed down from his bare tree this year and softly stole away into some anonymous Mary's womb again, where in the darkest night of everybody's anonymous soul, he awaits again, an unimaginable and impossibly immaculate reconception, the very craziest of second comings. This reconception is our true work here at Christmas. Beyond everything else that this holiday asks of us, it also asks that beginning with ourselves, we make room for the possibility of a better world. In this night so rich with promise and possibility, may Christmas truly come. May we throw our hearts open to it and await the peace that it brings once more. Amen. We now come to our candle lighting ceremony. And first, a few logistics. As you pass the light, please keep all lit candles upright. Simply tip the unlit candles to the flame to avoid dripping wax. Take care in this beautiful moment to mind your flame at all times. After the benediction, you're invited to extinguish your candle and return it to the ushers at the back of the hall as you leave. You may also take the candle home with you to burn again during this Christmas season, leaving behind the plastic or paper holder. In a couple of moments, when all our candles are lit and the flames are burning bright, we will join in singing Silent Night. At the close of the carol, we'll invite everyone to raise our candles in silence and soak up the beauty of this shared moment. And now, in this moment of anticipation, as you wait for the light to come to you, be still and listen. Let the quiet of this moment nourish your spirit. Feel the warmth of being close together. As the light of one child brought great light to the world, so will the fire of our chalice be the source we pass from candle to candle until each of our candles brightens this sanctuary. Such is the way of our faith. As individuals, we offer our light, the flame that burns within us. This light gets shared in community, making this community
our little part of the world, burn brighter. In turn, this shared light of our faith becomes an offering to the world. So be still, let your heart rest, listen to the silence, and pass on the light, both receiving and offering the gift of belonging, the warmth of community.
Enter with me now into a time of meditation and prayer. Spirit of life, Spirit of Christmas, we have come to the sacred season from many places, having traveled great distances through the days of our lives, to stand near to the manger once again, hoping for a glimpse over angels' wings and shepherds' shoulders of the mystery and miracle of it all. We come with hope in our hearts, a hope that the world around us might be different, a hope that we ourselves might be changed, a hope for a peace and goodwill that endures around the globe and to the end of time. Let us not leave this place without learning anew that the hope of the world lives not only in a newborn babe, but in our very hearts, if only we will give them over to the inbreaking spirit of love. May it be so. May it be so in us. In the name of all that is sacred on this night. Amen. Let us now sing. When the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings and princes are back home and the shepherds are with their flocks, then the work of Christmas begins. To find the lost, to heal the broken, to feed the hungry, to release the prisoner, to rebuild the nations, to bring peace to this earth, and to make music in the heart. Let us go now in peace to take up the work of Christmas, to let the glory of this night shine through our lives, not just for a season, but for all the days we are given on this good green earth. We now extinguish our chalice, and with it I invite you to extinguish your candles, keeping them upright for a few minutes to keep the wax intact. And now let us close with singing Joy to the World.